There are two types of video games, those that haunt you when you're done, and those that welcome you to hell before you even finish installing them.
Windows XP game installation wizard?
Like riding a bike.
Before I start, I just want to let you guys know that I decided to become a full-time YouTuber, even though each video takes me at least 2 weeks to complete, if not more. But hey, you gotta start somewhere. And to make it official, I decided to stop using this branded Mistral hoodie and start using my very own I'm Boared hoodie.
Can he be serious?
And it fits! Now with this hoodie, I'm a professional YouTuber. Can't be denied.
You, sir, have an office day job and you better start appreciating it. Cause everyone here knows YouTube doesn't pay the bills.
And find a new line of work. Don't want to.
Well, Pandastic Girl, as always, very supportive, but I know she loves me no matter what.
Can't we just skip the foreplay?
And here's another thing I love no matter what. Keanu Reeves' Constantine.
Like the book says, it works its work in mysterious ways. Some people like it, some people don't.
Yeah, I know. Most DC Comics purists hate this version of Constantine, because of reasons I won't even try to understand.
They're wrong.
This is what Rotten Tomatoes gave this movie in 2005. Yet somehow, this film still managed to gather an immense cult following over the years. You see, director Francis Lawrence's feature-length debut was this comic book adaptation starring intern's favorite Keanu Reeves.
Why do you think you're so memeable? There are so many Keanu memes out there.
I have no clue, sir.
And the excellent Rachel Weisz, where we follow Constantine, a demon hunter and exorcist that is trying to shotgun his way out of a guaranteed one-way ticket to hell.
I didn't try anything.
Every VFX shot in Constantine is a spectacle. I mean, look at these shots. You see, you can really appreciate the composition and art behind the photography masterclass this second-rate forgotten movie has on display.
Into the light I command thee.
I'm not being sarcastic, this film has an incredible art and photography team behind it.
So skillful and precise. The sequences work beautifully.
They went all in.
The sets were just stunning. This unbelievable craftsmanship and design.
So Francis Lawrence opted in making his own version of Constantine, less quirky, more serious, and with a touch of compassion for realistically portraying a character that used to be more fitted to Saturday morning cartoons than Coppola's The Godfather.
I didn't go to church enough, I didn't pray enough.
There's a neo-noir feel, despite the color palette, and that's part of what is special about the movie. It's a saturated noir, if there is such a thing.
It really showcases Lawrence's ability to take impossible shots and make them visually appealing. Lawrence found the perfect balance for the perfect comic book film. Keanu nailed this character. I mean, he did his own thing, sure, but he just nailed it.
We should go. Now.
For me, Constantine is a real person out there. I'm not kidding.
Bored. People already think you are crazy. Please don't.
So the filmmakers did their own thing, and the devs, they did their own thing too.
We've been waiting for you, John.
The source material? Just a suggestion.
Looks like the party's come to me.
They took many liberties. Most of them are fun additions to the surprisingly believable world of John Constantine. Just like the smell of smoke in your jacket 3 days after the fire, Constantine, the 2005 tie-in game for PS2 and PC, is exactly that. A spiritual anomaly, not a classic, not a masterpiece, not a hidden gem to be clickbaited in a top 10 list. This game is a curse. And I mean that as a compliment.
I've been damned by worse, much worse.
What is it with you and lesser known on popular games?
Well,
I just like them. Yeah. Who doesn't?
You start your adventure in Constantine's apartment, which is so incredibly detailed, and for a 2005 game, the graphics are just delicious. Look at Keanu's face model. Uncanny.
John, you look like crap.
Well, that does make sense, because you two are identical in every way.
I'm not joking, I really like the character models and the graphic style. You can see the baking lighting being a near-perfect counterpart to the movie's photography. That is not an easy task for a movie tie-in game around the time.
I've seen better from that era. So far, this game is worse than average. It's not even mid.
Boy, here we go.
The game immediately prompts you to conjure a spell.
Ego poor, sit.
It's Leviosa.
Para!
That was so satisfying. I felt like Harry Potter's visceral greedy and tired of life uncle conjure spells with my keyboard. By the way, what do you get when you merge a key with a board? You get a keyboard.
It's a joke. I see.
I'll see myself out.
And don't come back.
With that spell, we get transported to Kakotimo's favorite place, Hell. Now, I love how the game just throws you to this hellish hell when you realize that it's just like the tutorial level.
Have to jump it. A leap without faith.
Which is hilarious. Or should I say, Hellarious.
Oh, fanciful wordplay.
Indeed.
I can hear people unsubscribing.
After this, the game takes you through dozens of dark and moody sceneries full of twisted landscapes of Los Angeles.
You know how much I hate going there.
Are we actually listening to Evanescence? This really is hell.
Okay, this is quite a place.
You see, in Francis Lawrence's Constantine, hell is happening right here, in a dimension right next to ours.
There's a hell version of where you are, and a heaven version of where you are.
And Constantine is able to jump between one and the other, with a mere use of water conducts.
I could use that as a water portal.
Why water?
It's a universal conduit. Lubricates the transition from one plane to another.
The game is no different, but in many ways, it's even better. For example, in this level we see Constantine trying to get to the other side of the library, but in the real-world version, that area can't be accessed. So Constantine finds this conveniently spilled cleaning bucket and performs his spell so he can go to hell, pass through the wall that doesn't exist there, and then go back to the real world.
Looks like you're headed south again, John.
Yeah, shame they don't offer frequent flyer miles.
Is there any action whatsoever?
I'm getting there. There's a lot of action sequences in this film. There's the hell moment when Constantine is running through Hell's Highway. And this scene is amazing, with the music score being especially captivating. And this other scene when he rains holy water into nasty demons.
Holy water?
Fun fact, that's Michelle Monaghan. She had a lot of scenes in the movie that were deleted before the final cut, which is sad because she looked awesome as a demon love interest for Constantine.
That's funny as shit, John. Do you know that you're the one soul he'd actually come up here to collect himself?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I told everybody it was going to be in a movie. And then all of a sudden, like, you're not in that movie and you're like, oh God, that sucks, you know? I'm like, oh, damn. And they're still paying me for a movie I essentially got cut out of, you know?
I mean, just look at the chair movie in ultra slow motion, and then every demon flying in pieces back to the fire hole they came, which takes me to my number one favorite thing about Constantine, the Holy Shotgun.
Holy shotgun!
Don't get me wrong, the game has some very nice guns. You start with the Witch Curse revolvers. Awesome name, by the way. Then you get the Crucifier. You also get the Dragon's Breath.
Thought you couldn't get it anymore. Oh, no, a guy who knows a guy.
The Purger. You get holy water grenades.
Constantine, sorry I can't hang around.
Piece of shit.
How awesome is that?
That's better. Au natural.
We made them out of water balloons. That way you could hit them right in the face.
That's better.
Then one of my favorites, the Shroud of Moses. But none of them compared to the most amazing gun ever, the Sanctus Arma Destructum, aka the Holy Shotgun.
Holy Shotgun's pretty good.
The most creative gun since Half-Life's Gravity Gun. I mean, it's just a shotgun, but it's designed like a cross, and it's holy, so what else do you need when fighting demons?
The Holy Shotgun is not, in fact, an officially sanctioned weapon by any major religious institution. However, in the world of John Constantine, it serves primarily to expedite the exorcism process, rather violently.
That was fun. Fun.
Nothing beats it.
In the comics, John was a sort of wizard, but in the video game, John should change his last name to, let's say, John Wick.
Yeah, I kind of enjoyed that.
Yeah, I know you did.
And while that is true, you can also conjure powerful spells like the Stormcrow that you learn very early in the game.
Stormcrow. That's powerful magic. Taunt rots off fin.
There's many iterations of John Constantine, including the Arrowverse one, which is incredibly entertaining and charismatic.
On with the show.
But our John here today is quite different. He is serious, dying for too many cigarettes, and heading straight back to hell once he's gone.
See you in hell, Constantine. You're fucked.
But there is one thing that remains constant in his many iterations. His sense of humor.
You have to cross over now, Constantine. You've only got one shot at this.
At least I won't have to pack for the cold. Place smelled like it looked.
You a member of an alternative religious organization?
That the PC term for Satanists nowadays? The Naissance de Demonic. A real page burner. You got an address? Or do I have to exercise it out of you? Of course, the entrance fees into his museum are steep. Jack of asses.
Punchlines are killing.
I mean, just listen to what John says when he just arrives to hell.
Always a warm welcome in hell.
That expression alone has made my entire night.
I don't care what anybody else thinks, Constantine's humor hits the exact spot between cheesy, dark, and the right amount of charm that my brain needs every time I'm feeling down.
I had to get the hell out of hell.
Step aside, Dante Alighieri. This game is what puts the comedy in the divine comedy.
That's funny. You're a funny guy.
Since when hasn't that been true? Great rats.
So good.
You don't get bored while adventuring between hell and earth, and in many levels that require some slight visceral tolerance towards brainless creatures.
They can smell and yet they...
Flying demons that try to kill you. By the way, if you die in hell, where do you go? Hell?
When you're dead, you're dead. That's it. You're not going anywhere.
Giant basilisks that are feeling a little peckish for Keanu's human flesh.
Kangor, I thought I could smell you. This place will take anyone, huh? You're not still upset with me, are you? Hurts, huh? Welcome to my life. I don't know how much further down you can get than this dump, but I'm sure you can find it.
Untold demons the size of an NBA player that look like Lord Zed's dumb cousin. And then comes one of the early 2000s video game staples that remain very dear to my heart, the bullet time slow motion action moments. And believe me, there's a lot of them.
In case you didn't know, slow motion gameplay is a universally hated mechanics among gamers.
Well,
they're wrong.
Go to hell.
We don't like spoilers on this channel, but I just want to mention one more thing.
Let's hurry this up.
There is a large section towards the end of the game where John goes into the chair.
I need to use the chair.
The same chair Midnight has in the movie, but instead of just using it for 10 seconds, here in the game you go to a series of trials. Each one is like a level itself.
Power corrupts, but it's a rush. I forgot how much that hurts.
These are action puzzle sequences full of unexpected turns, macabre and twisted shocks, jump scares on every corner, and confusing enigmas that will make you feel cursed, and a really cool art style to each one that, just like when I first played this as a teenager, even 20 years later, made me feel confused and mystified.
Oh, cut the crap.
Alright, tell us how to get this game for that handful of 30-something weirdos who want to try it.
Well, sadly, you can't buy it anywhere.
Always a catch.
But that's actually a good thing. This game officially became Abandonware, and you can basically get the ISO file anywhere on Google with a couple of clicks.
Everything is free.
This game truly is a forgotten art piece that nobody cared about in 2005. But maybe people will start to appreciate what these art pieces have to offer, even if they are not perfect, or sometimes near unplayable at times.
Like most games you show us.
And?
If you like weird art, haunted protagonist, biblical horror, and the kind of games that smell like PS2 plastic, you owe it to yourself. Maybe. There's a beauty to games that fail to meet modern standards, but hit your teenage spirit instead. This game isn't perfect, but it's sincere. It doesn't pretend to be anything else than you playing as John Constantine, shooting down demons in horror landscapes.
I'm also just a game, standing in front of a boy, asking him to love her.
The smile on your face lets me know that you need me.
A relic of a time when developers try to make what kids actually want out of a movie license.
That's true.
I'm not sure if I can recommend this game to everyone.
Some people like it, some people don't.
But I'm here to make it justice. We haven't forgotten about Keanu Reeves and Francis Lawrence's Constantine. And guess what? Just a few months ago, Warner Brothers remastered this film in 4K so new audiences can get a chance to experience this cinematic masterpiece.
Let's remaster it so that new people can experience it for themselves.
But at the same time, it acts as a layer of hope to the cult following this movie has, which is so intense that DC announced they're making a second Constantine film.
How is this possible?
9 months later, Keanu Reeves is returning for Constantine sequel with original director Francis Lawrence.
I'm aching to play this guy.
I'm waiting.
So that Rotten Tomatoes score I showed you earlier, that was from 2005. Now the score has changed.
What are you talking about?
I don't understand.
It's like, hey, we told you it was a good movie.
Don't be a hipster.
Let me give you some advice. Every time you experience a contemporary work of art, don't rush too fast to judge it by trying to compare it to other works you've seen or works that are competing with it for stupid awards that nobody cares about.
I don't care anymore. I'm joking. I never did.
Time and time again, art has been unnecessarily judged by standards that no one really understands.
Oh, so human.
Look at Saving Private Ryan, a film that went down in history like one of the most jaw-dropping cinematic experiences ever. Yet in that year it lost the Oscar to Shakespeare in Love.
What is the play and what is my part?
The world has gone mad.
And let's not forget about some old guy named Vincent van Gogh, who supposedly traded his paintings for bottles of wine.
To me, Van Gogh is the finest painter of them all. He transformed the pain of his tormented life into ecstatic beauty.
True or not, it says everything about how badly all of us, back then and now, understand art.
So now you're comparing PS2 games to Van Gogh?
This is crazy.
Yes.
This show's gone so far off the rise, we might as well call it officially clueless.
God, you say like it's a bad thing.
We're officially clueless.
I'm really getting tired of this crap.
All I'm saying is that maybe we should experience and re-experience games and movies like Constantine with an open mind. Maybe we didn't like this art piece back then, but maybe with time we'll understand it better. Maybe we'll see what the artist was really aiming for. And even if they didn't fully get there, maybe there's still a great human, artistic adventure behind every moment of it. Maybe it's one of those weird gifts you don't truly get until years later, like the smell of coffee before a long day of work, or playing jazz before dinner, or the warm family glow of a Hallmark movie you once made fun of until you've been alone a few Christmases and then it hits you a little different. Because sometimes it is not art that changes, it is us.
What are you doing? You're crying? No! Shut up!
I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you like my new hoodie. But you know what I like even more? When people subscribe.
We're officially bored.
And now, a bonus scene.
I have a question.
Okay.
What is the bad place like?
Oh, I can play you a brief clip of what is happening there right now.
Okay.
Well, it doesn't sound awesome.